Alright, I'm making this video to explain where the fuck I'm at. What has happened to me. Because, of course it's going to be at the bottom camera. Sorry, there's nothing I can do about it. And so I got to check, make sure it's still on. It didn't turn off. Are you still on? Yeah, it's still on. Okay. What had happened was this. So, my friend came over to stay, and she needed a place to stay. And she had rented a place. She's friends with these guys forever. 6 years, the whole time I've known her, been here. I was wondering about them for quite a while. Now, things that ting my dar, they don't ting her dar the same way. And we don't really have the same type of people as friends, really. At all. As I've gotten over time, I don't like people the same as I used to. I crave them. You're doing a fine job.
Thank you.
5 stars, bro. Doesn't mean I'm afraid to communicate by any means. I just try to make my communication and my interaction memorable and exclusive to the moment that I'm in. So, in a continually dumbed down and hostile world, I don't fit in. I don't enjoy it. I damn sure don't enjoy going to places that harbor random ass people. So, we disagree. But, you know, I'm having to shift a lot of fucking movement of my own to accommodate, because I can do that. But I really don't enjoy it, and it is fucking me up. So the first thing that vanished, just gone, was my ID and my fucking money card out of my wallet. Now, they could have fallen out, and they very well could be in this back seat from the last time we went to Trip. He probably took off, and he probably slid back, and it might be in here. But I couldn't find it, and then I had to wait. Now, I've been getting a lot of interaction with my spirit, your Holy Ghost, whatever you want to call it, higher self. And now that I've honed in to listen and know the voice of that and been working with it, it was telling me that, and it'd been right, that I needed to make the opportunity of not having something in my hands to show as the victory, because a lot of these material types of people really focus in on that, and they miss a lot of the invisible world. Although you could quickly point it out in such a way that would get into a fight or an impasse. That's not really the path that it was being set to be working on. So, first believing I'd find it in my room, I wasn't allowed to get onto the floor and rifle through the shit at the time. Just told, no, it's not the way. And right. And it actually did end up being the right path doing that. When I ordered it, it was on payday, so obviously I wasn't going to have it. And then my phone broke. I'm going to tell you how. I plug it into the wall because it died. I let it die all the way. So I'm letting you fully decharge. And, you know, I probably would have figured out it wasn't going to work if I'd have plugged it in. But I didn't. I wasn't on that path. I was on another path. And when I plugged it in, I plugged it into a spot in the kitchen that I use as one of these places to really plug shit in, you know. If you don't know, you don't know. You know, but it seems to be certain areas and certain places have a compound feature within the home if you're utilizing the fullness of your environment. And I told it I only want positively sourced electrons. And I get nothing. It was no longer able to charge ever again. Now when I cracked it open and looked at the battery and tried to do some repair work, I seen it was one of those black goo infested batteries. One of the ones that's flexible and black and gooey. It's black goo's in the battery, alright. So I wasn't surprised in the least. So I took my orgone and the exposed battery and I set it on it and I began to do other shit. Her phone started suggesting shit to her as soon as I walked out of the room. It yelled at her from across the room where it was sitting plugged in. Thanks for suggesting this, and maybe you should do that. That's how this technology works. Because it's hooked into us. Ultimately, and I don't know if I've explained my position on the black goo and my own personal experiences having... I went and took a crystal a long time ago. I had myself, a lady friend, and Bubba Dog, who is there with us now, and we swam across the river, and I took this crystal and I stuck it in this tree. It had like a diamond shaped opening in there, and it was muddy, and I put it in there, patted it down, and that was my toll I paid. And then 3 months of sitting in there, I let it sit, and I had my little son there, and I went to retrieve it with him to make something, and the coil that was on the crystal had... the tree had leached up onto it a black goo onto the coil and connected with it. And I took it and I organized it, and I had a real fine thing there, because that black goo that you get from Mother Earth that can come through the trees, not always, but it can. It was the 7-strand variety. So I'm currently working my finer distortions with Vigo, but somebody's up my ass that doesn't operate during the daytime and wants to sleep during the day in the big middle of the area. Now I have the opportunity to just yield my bed and room, and I can't do that because anything that I give away wrong or somehow mismanage bites me in the ass, which I'm not currently accepting bites in the ass, you know, just for whatever reason. I don't know, you know, and it's wearing me down because, you know, I could use some help during the daytime just doing the shit that, you know, well, if you didn't leave little messes everywhere, little stacks of trash that I have to pick up, or if I have to point them out and make it weird, you know, can you pick your shit up? Why do I have to tell a grown-ass person something like that? Don't they know? I don't do that in someone else's environment without being extremely self-conscious about it. So that's just telling me I think I'd be finding the areas of empathy that are wanting, of which there are many. Don't get me wrong, but I've already lived in this person's environment, and I was able to flex and bend and move and participate. And I'm a day person. I get up during the day and I do my shit during the day. So I have to say I don't stay up all night sometimes. A lot of times I do. But I don't specifically have to violate my nature and get my sleep during the daytime when everyone else is having to bustle and shuffle around me. And I don't appreciate at all. And if it's a stand you have to make to fucking not give over, I'm not giving my bedroom. I'm not doing it, because then I can't fucking operate or move freely about my place. If I could move freely, it'd be nice, but I can't. I can't even communicate freely, to be perfectly honest, because I'm dealing with someone who doesn't understand these concepts at that level yet. So I'm not gonna worry about it, but it is causing me a lot of chipping damage off of the rougher edge, because I am violently aware and keen. And I'm already having a hard time trust because I pick up that weird informant vibe. I have for a long time because you get, that's just something that they do with women. The society does it when you let them loose into there. And then if they get them, whatever point in time they get them, they're compromised. And then there always some subset of that after that plays. So it just seems to be that the eye in the sky is up my ass. Thanks for listening.